Good morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. Right, it is Saturday morning. I hope that you are right into your weekend. I hope you feel at least a little bit of weekend energy, and that you use this weekend to have enough rest, but also have enough fun, so you can be ready to take on the next week. Somebody, good morning, happy Saturday. Estelle, good morning, it's good to see you, happy Saturday. A few thoughts from Anita Moorjani for our meditation today. Hey Anthony, good morning, happy Saturday, good to see you. Anita speaks all about the ego in every one of these thoughts today. She says, when we deny the ego, it will pop up unannounced and uncontrolled in all sorts of situations. But if we embrace the ego as a part of the reason we came into this life, then it doesn't need to keep surprising us by exploding at the most inopportune moments. Anita says that if you deny your ego, it will push back against you harder. The more you reject something, the more you reject anything, and especially the more you reject something inside of yourself, the more it fights back for its own survival. But when you can completely love your ego unconditionally and accept it as a part of how you express in this world, in this body, you will no longer have a problem with it. The more I love myself and embrace my ego, realizing it is a necessary part of being in the physical world, the easier it becomes for me to see myself beyond my ego and to become aware of my infinite self that includes my ego yet transcends ego at the same time. We choose to come here so that we can experience a reality of separation. And an ego is an absolutely necessary part to feel this reality and to experience these feelings. Without an ego, we would be back in a state of non-duality, in a state of oneness, of pure consciousness. As a pure soul, Anita says that we don't have an ego. Then, when we are born, ego is something we get to experience as part of having this body, almost like one of the senses that this body comes with. And it reminds me of how Eckhart Tolle says that when you are able to observe the ego's reaction, then you're not being controlled by it, but beginning to go beyond ego. So today's meditation is not specifically about ego, but it's a really simple exercise in expanding our ability to be the observer. The more we practice taking a step back and observing our body's physical senses, the better we also become at being the observer of our inner senses, thoughts, feelings, and yes, also ego. It is a similar skill. We can remind ourselves that we have this skill of taking a step back and taking a moment to ask, what exactly am I experiencing in this moment? When we ask that question, what exactly am I experiencing? We've created the step backwards. We've created the distance in which to see something, whether it is a physical sense, what is my body smelling at this moment? Whether it is an inner sense, which sounds like, what is this body feeling at the moment? What is this brain thinking at the moment? All of that prepares us for taking a step back and seeing, we could call it ego. In a way, ego is almost like a collective term for all of the things that this body experiences. So if you're ready, let's slip into today's exercise together. You can close your eyes, and we'll start with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in and out. A deep breath in and out. and let it go. Deep breath in. And out. One more big breath in. And let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you fill up your belly with air, also raise yourself up. As you breathe in, stretch out your spine, lift the top of your head toward the ceiling. And once you've reached your full height, let all of it go. With every exhale, soften. Every time you breathe out, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders, and drop your head. Our journey today is a journey through this body. So we'll start right now. With your next exhale, bring your attention to the space between your eyes, the space around your forehead. Check and see whether you're holding a frown there or whether you've been able to completely soften the space between your eyes. With your next exhale, bring your attention to the space in and around your mouth. Is your tongue pressed hard against the roof of your mouth? Do you grind your teeth? Are your jaw muscles clenched? Or have you been able to bring complete softness to this space? With your next exhale, bring your attention to your shoulders and remind yourself, ask the question, how often are my shoulders pulled up high? Tension, shoulders up to the ears. And in this moment, are they soft? Are they gently hanging on the sides of your body? With your next exhale, bring your attention to your belly. your abs specifically. Tension can hide there for a long time without us noticing. Are your abdominals really soft now? Check in with your butt cheeks. Are you clenching? Or have you softened? And then your arms and legs, and specifically your hands. Are they balled into tight fists or lying half open in your lap? We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, further helping our bodies stretch, adjust, and settle down into as much comfort as possible for the rest of our journey. Let's take a deep breath in. And as you release, drop your head all the way forward. And roll out your neck muscles forward and to the left. And also forward and to the right. Take a deep breath in. And as you release, roll your shoulders forward in big, slow circles. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards in big, slow circles. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. Lean your upper body over to the left and lean your upper body over to the right. One more big breath in. And as you release, you can stretch or move or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. Having softened our bodies into a state of presence as much as we are able to at least, we can now turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of our journey. If you don't have the time to sit for the whole meditation with us, then this is a really good place to stop. But if you are here for the whole journey, then with every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. Let's take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel into your body and feel how softness comes down and settles in every muscle of your body. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow through your body. Feel your shoulders slowly falling. Feel your body slowly softening. Feel how you are slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in. And hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting, feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and follow this journey. As you breathe in, feel the air. Feel it flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath. But hold it only for as long as it feels easy, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, our whole journey is about this body today. So as you take a deep breath and as you dive in, say hello to this body. Maybe even wrap your arms around this body and say, hello body, it really is good to have you. Take your next big breath. We start our journey at the top with what we can see and then work our way through this body. So our first stop is your eyes. what your eyes can see, or in this case, what they would see if you were to open them. So we're using our minds to see what our eyes would have seen. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, what would be the most obvious thing that you'd see if you were to open your eyes? Take a moment and find it with your mind. And as you take a deep breath, as you dive deep inside, study this obvious thing from all of its angles. Try and see all of its color and all of its texture. Take your next big breath. And then we'll change gears, staying with the eyes though. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, what would be the least obvious thing you could see? Something you'd have to search around for to find. And as you take a deep breath, as you dive deep inside, study that less obvious thing. From all of its angles, try and see all of its color and all of its texture. Take your next big breath. Notice your effortless ability in taking a step back and being the observer of this experience that your eyes give you. Take a moment and thank your eyes for this experience. We'll take a step down to our ears and what we can hear. With your first big breath, as you dive deep inside, bring your attention to the most obvious sound that you can hear and listen all the way deep into that sound. See if you can discover different layers of sound. Take your next big breath. And then we'll change gears, and with your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, search for the faintest sound that you can find. really lean into it and see how much of that tiny sound you can hear. Take your next big breath. Notice the effortless way with which you're able to take a step back and be the observer of the experience your ears create for you. Able to just see what's there with no judgment or criticism, just observing. Take a moment to thank your ears for the experience they bring. We'll take another step down, and for these next 2 stops, change your breathing to whatever works for you, to enable you to smell and to taste. With your next big breath as you dive deep into you, are you able to become aware of any obvious smell? Lean into that. See if an obvious smell becomes available to you. Take your next big breath. And then change gears and see if there's any other smell at all. Beyond the first obvious smell, is there anything else you can find? Take your next big breath. Notice the effortless way in which you're able to take a step back and just be the observer, witnessing the experience your nose gives you. Take a moment and thank your nose for this experience. And then we take a step down to your mouth, and with your next big breath as you dive deep into you, is there any obvious taste that you are able to find? Take your next big breath. And changing gears, we're going to see if there's any other taste, any other layer of taste that we can also pick up. Take your next big breath. Notice how effortlessly you're able to be the observer that takes a step back and just witnesses the experience that your mouth gives you. Take a moment to acknowledge this and thank your mouth for the experience it provides. We have one more stop, and that is the surface of your skin. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, bring your attention to the most obvious sensation on the surface of your skin. Where do you feel the most pressure or the clearest sensation on your skin? Take your next big breath. And then find on the surface of your skin the slightest sensation, like perhaps feeling the air touch your forehead or your cheek. Take your next big breath. Once again, notice the effortless way in which you're able to take a step back and just be the observer. Observe what your skin is feeling, the experience your skin is giving you. Take a moment to say thank you to your skin for providing this experience. We'll take just one more big breath to slip out of the breath holding space and into the next. Take a deep breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There is no more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back. or even lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. Anita Moorjani's words this morning used the collective word for all of our inner senses, all of the things we think and feel on the inside, and collectively that could all be called ego. And here's an example of how something like ego could play out. Someone says something and you react by getting angry. And in anger you say harsh words back. Another possibility is also there. The better we get at being the observer that takes a step back and just notices the experience, the better we get at noticing when anger stirs inside of us. And instead of being at the mercy of anger, we have a moment where we recognize it happening and go, well, I could choose to go along with this. I could choose to be this anger and say harsh words, but I can also choose to take a step back and ask myself, what exactly is this anger feeling? How is it feeling? What is it thinking? What are the things it wants to say? And then I have more choice. I can choose whether to say those things or say, actually, anger, I don't want to say those things today. I think I have a more helpful response. See this picture in your mind as I read to you again Anita Moorjani's words on ego. She says, when we deny the ego, it will pop up unannounced and uncontrolled in all sorts of situations. But if we embrace the ego as a part of the reason we came into this life, then it doesn't need to keep surprising us by exploding at the most inopportune moments. If you deny your ego, it will push back against you harder. The more you reject something, the more it fights back for its own survival. But the more I love myself and embrace my ego, realizing it is a necessary part of being in the physical world, the easier it becomes for me to see myself beyond this ego and to become aware of my infinite self that includes ego, yet transcends it at the same time. We all have this ability to take a step back and be the observer. But like anything, what we continue practicing, we become better at. It might be that in the past, we've been practicing being at the mercy of our emotions, letting the emotions pull the strings. But the opposite can be equally true. As simple as it is to ask myself, what is it I'm smelling? Let me take a look at this experience. What is this smell? I could also say, what is it I'm feeling? Let me take a step back and really observe what this body is feeling. Let's not push any of this away though. Let's create a space for it to be felt. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. And as you release, thank you. Thank you for this body. Thank you for all of the experiences that this body makes available to me. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning to create an open space while I allow this body to feel. Learning that I can even create this open space for something like anger. I can give anger an expansive space in which to be experienced. And I'll just watch and be curious about every part that this body feels in anger. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning to become a better operator of this body. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning that I don't need to push away any experience that this body has. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you for being along on the journey today. Good morning, Nella. It's awesome seeing you here. Good morning, Monica. Thank you for visiting us. I hope you had a moment of sitting down with us too. Leshna, Saturday morning. Happy to see you. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Estelle. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Sunmari. Have a beautiful weekend. And see you again soon. Ciao, ciao.